Hello everyone, how are y'all doing today? I've got another episode of B.L.Y for you. Bub loves you, Bub loves you not. Bub loves you, Bub loves you not. That's not true. I mean, how could it be? It couldn't be. It wouldn't be. Anyways, I've been growing the ancient flowers, the pitcher pods and the torch flowers here along the edge of this pond, and well, it's not really what this area is intended for. I need to find a better place to be growing these. And I'm sure my sniffers would say, hey, you're worried about those plants. What about us? All cramped up in here. I'm sorry. I'm working on a solution for you guys. I just don't have it ready yet. Oh, baby. Look at this gorgeous marina district. Looking fabulous. This place excites me so much every time I walk through. Isn't that right? The camel agrees. So, ancient flowers. How do you pick them? How do you grow them? And how do you get them? Well, we already know. It's from the sniffer. They dig up the little seeds, and then you put those seeds in farmland. So unlike other flowers, which just grow on, grass, mud, moss, these have to be grown like they're a vegetable, like wheat or beets or something. It's awfully strange to be growing a flower like it's a crop, but hey, it's kind of cool. And it gives us a new objective to have when we're building our bases or our cities or whatever it is. You see, I am going to be using the new ancient flowers in my future builds from here on out for sure. So where am I going to grow them? In a field, on a farm, somewhere on the edge of town. Maybe over where we're already growing melons and where we have our bamboo farm. Right? Wrong. You would think this is where we would be putting our ancient flower fields, right? This is the natural answer. But not me. I am a multitasker. I am a multi-problem solver. I have another problem in the city that's been plaguing my mind. What to build here in the entertainment district? And I've had some wonderful suggestions from you guys. Thank you for sending those. I love to hear what you think about the city, so please leave your suggestions, thoughts, feelings, opinions in the comments. I've been thinking about this, and I've been thinking about those flowers, and it dawned on me. One solution to both problems. I'm gonna put my ancient flower farm right here in the entertainment district, and it's not gonna be an ugly field. You'll see. Shifting gears a little bit here, today is going to be part 1 of a 2-part series, a building saga, right here in the entertainment district. That's what all these ugly lines in the ground are for. So I got to planning a farm for the ancient flowers to go in this area, and I wound up designing buildings for every empty lot along the river's edge. This is how I do city planning. With all these ugly lines. They're horrible looking, and I really need to replace them, but I can't fix that today. Today, we're building a flower shop. There they are, my sniffers. Still making them seeds for me? You know, you could go a little faster if you wanted. Into the power station we go. Hello, kitties. Hello, hello. Today is an exciting episode, number 20, and I'm back to building in the city proper. You see, last episode, we were out on the edge of town, building the Aviary. We still need to pave a road connecting the Aviary up to the rest of the city at some point, but I'm really happy with it. It's a lovely building, and something different from me, slightly in the fantasy vein. But on this episode, we are returning to some good old-fashioned city building. Yes, my inspiration for the ancient flower farm that I'm building today is inspired by the colorful pastel cast iron skyscrapers that you see in Soho in New York City. Just search something like colorful cast iron New York City, and you'll see what I mean. These buildings are stunningly beautiful, so bright and pastel, and well, that's kind of difficult to do in the game, depending on which color you choose. But of course, in 1.20, they just added a block that does a beautiful job of this. The cherry wood. That's right. You will get into it later. I think I've got everything gathered for the building. Just gotta collect all this copper. It's fully oxidized. And, gosh, I'm so sick of this nasty stuff everywhere. And this stupid thing that Matt Strick built in the middle of everything, in the middle of the way. Stupid. Who built this? Get rid of you. Oh God, I gotta clean all this up. I should make him clean it up. No time. Really quick, gonna heal up my tools, and then we're gonna get to building. Thank you. Why do you keep breaking your carpets in here? All right. Don't break these. On site, at the build site, everything is set up. Quick demonstration of some fundamentals for today's build. 1. Diagonal building. Oof. Double oof. Here's my thoughts. Don't design a building flat and then rotate. Okay, I tried that and you get some peculiar results and it really just spells disaster. So start from diagonal. Start from a diagonal outline of the building. Get where your doorway is going to go, maybe some windows. Of course, it helps if what you're building is boxy and square, like a skyscraper. The doors and the windows are gonna go in some pretty predictable grid-like spaces. But yeah, get those things sorted out first, and then the rest of it kind of falls into place. All right, so we are starting from diagonal. Now, secondly, there's something else I want to share about this building that I've noticed, and that is if you're building diagonally and also you're building with 2 blocks of depth or more, right? So your inside block is a different block than your outside block, so your interior isn't the same block as your outer wall, right? Like this. When you're doing this diagonally, the second layer, the inside, is more exposed on the outside than normal. And you can use this to your advantage. Already, it looks like there's more depth, more shadow, more color, more gradient of color. It's more interesting to look at. And this advantage that we get from building diagonally is going to work perfectly with our flower shop. You see, this style of building that I am trying to achieve, the buildings have an ornate facade of columns, but beneath those columns, you can still see from the street the actual building underneath, the steel beams, the iron beams, whatever it is, underneath that the real skyscraper is made out of. That's the real building underneath, and the facade is just for decoration, with the underneath part, the skeleton, painted to blend with the facade, be the same color, so it all looks sort of like it's one thing instead of 2 things. Let me show you this in action. So here, the building, the flower shop, it's going to be pink wood, pink terracotta, which is really white terracotta. So that's what the skeleton is made of, but we need a wall to make the ornate facade part on top of that. There's just no way to do this building style with its facade on this scale without using a wall. The best option for a wall for this building that we have in the vanilla game, sandstone. The whiteness of the sandstone blends well with pink. It's bright. Pink has a lot of white in it. And also, the sandstone has this blush, this little bits of red mixed in with the whites and the tans. So it's got some pink in the block. So they work well together. But they are going to work even better together here in a moment. When we stack up a column of wall blocks in front of our pink beams, and we're speaking diagonally in front here, right? So front is here. Not here. This diagonal angle allows us to see both the wall block and the beam, the pink part behind it, really well because it leaves this space here since they don't connect. Plus we get this shadow here on the wall and the shadow here on the pink beam behind it. Already more interesting to look at than if this were flat. And that distracts us from how the wall is not the exact shade of pink as the beam behind it. But wait, there's more. This is where it goes next level. You can use all of this space around to place more blocks that help adjust the colors to blend even more, or even place things that articulate the facade, the ornament, a window frame, so we can add a second column of blocks behind the wall. Here, I've added this exposed mushroom. It's the inside of a mushroom when the face of it rips off. And that color, from a distance, by contrast with the sandstone wall, makes the sandstone look brighter and more pink. Since the mushroom is kind of a dull tan shade, this brighter tan shade sticks out more and looks more bright, more pink, and more closely matched to the actual pink that we want the building to look like. So we're deceiving your eyes, right? The sandstone is not exactly a pink block, but your eye sees it next to the mushroom and thinks, well, it's more pink than the mushroom, so it must be more closely related to this block, the pink, than the mushroom. Now in this other empty space, I'm gonna place some end rods, and then if we mirror this, we've got a nice sample of a window. See how the end rods look sort of like a window frame? Plus we have the columns, the ornate part of the wall, and then the beam part behind it. And this diagonal angle, it makes it so that all four of those things look like they're in the same space, not four different spaces. Here's an interpretation of that same thing in Flat World. And look, it's bigger, takes up more room, is more massive and bulky, and less effective. You don't get the extra space between the wall block and the beams because of the connecting here. Building with depth is just plain different when you're working in diagonal world, and sometimes more efficient. Here, when we're doing this diagonally, you can fit all of this detail, skeleton, outer facade, plus a window frame in a 2x2 space rather than a 3x3 space. It's more compact and it looks better. In a nutshell, whenever you're considering diagonal lines and contemplating what to do with them, remember these neighbor blocks on either side. Placing blocks here, it bulks up your diagonal line without making it look like multiple lines, as it would if it were flat. See? All of you fellow master builders out there, you should try this experiment in your own worlds, in your creative worlds, in your survival worlds. What things do your eyes notice? What details stick out to you? What ideas does this give you? Now it's time to get some actual building done this episode. This ugly dirt retaining wall was distracting me, so I went in and put on top of it a new, prettier retaining wall. After knocking that out, look, I even added a sewage drain, some grimy oil slicks, walkways for the city workers. It was time to build the flower shop. I like to start with the easy part because I might just give up if this becomes too difficult. The back wall. No doors, no windows, just a brick wall, the back of the building. Look at me, feeling so satisfied after building something so simple. Then I decided to work inside out. Building the stairways and the floors next, hoping that this would help me get up and down the building without falling a million times, and placing scaffolding every 2 seconds. And it sort of worked. I still had to place a bunch of scaffolding, and I still fell a bunch, but not as much as I normally do. Alright, now the building was getting good, and I was getting excited and a little overstimulated, so I took a break to play with my new musical instrument. Okay, now I'm working on the outermost frame of the building, the skeletal blocks, the pink blocks, and then I'm putting in the cross beams of each floor, and now it's time for the pride and joy of this building, the facade of ornate columns. There's 4 of them, and each of them run from the bottom of the building all the way to the top. At each floor, they get a decorative finish that fans out in either direction, and at the top, they merge into this crown shape. Little dabs of white at the top, and other colors all the way down. That's nice. Now all that's left are the window frames. I'm using cherry slabs, and that's it, because that's all it needs. And there, the facade of the building is complete. Now I just have to complete the other facade around the corner, but I want to make a big reveal, so I'm gonna do that off camera. Ta-da! Our flower shop is built. Okay. Oh, guys. I really love this one. Let's act like we're just an everyday citizen of Dakara, strolling through the entertainment district. Oh, there's the record store, there's the cafe, the hotel, the movie theater, and then around the corner. Oh, what's that? Are they selling something? It's flowers? Ooh, how pretty. Forgive me for the bad acting. Yes, this is the flower shop. Isn't it something? I just want to walk back out here before we tour the inside of our flower shop one more time. That building is framed perfectly here by the movie theater on the one side and the contractor's office on the other side. So at the end of the street here, this is the front entrance of the flower shop. For the entryway, I used these deep blue blocks so that it would stand out. And right out here, you can do your window shopping and your street shopping. Let's go inside. Lots of wonderful things in here. Like the floor, for instance. Painting this line down the middle of the room, it makes a customer feel like it's inviting them to come in and circle around the store, move through the store, looking at the goods for sale. What kind of things would you find in a flower shop? Well, flowers. Yes. Pots. Right. But also gardening supplies, so you can grow your own flowers. Soil, trowels, wheelbarrows, seed packets, flowers on the go, flowers at home. We got it. Now, if we go back here to the stairway, this will lead us up to the employee-only area. And there's something missing from this building. It's the ancient flower farms. Remember the whole reason we made this building? So we've got to do that, and that means we need to go check on our sniffers and see if they've made enough seeds for us. I need 12 pitcher pods and 12 torch flower seeds. Okay, let's see, 12 and 12. Ah, you're killing me. Okay, I'll wait. Really? Come on, you guys. Sniff faster. I really would like some torch flower seeds and pitcher pods. Please just give me the ancient seeds. I gotta finish my episode. Oh, you know, I could add a few things to the building while I wait. It's roof stuff. Antennas. So here's where the farm's gonna go. And we've got some water sources here. I think that should saturate all of these blocks. I'm gonna put a plant here. And another one here. Now I'm installing some glow lights above where each plant will go. Please tell me the seeds are ready. Oh, yes. Yes. Let's do it. We have a problem. Intruders. These goons are occupying my flower shop. And I would politely ask them to leave, but they're scaring me a little. It's not like I wouldn't want someone to run this business for me. I mean, I would be thrilled for someone to come and do this. Wait, is this a mob front? Are these mobsters? Mafia? There's criminal activity going on here. Okay, act cool. You don't want them to think you're a plant. We're just gonna sneak back here like we belong. Just gonna tiptoe upstairs and plant these seeds. And then we won't ever have to come back here. I did it. I did it. Alrighty, my sweetie pies, take it in one more time. Our flower shop. Isn't it lovely? Torch flowers on one floor and pitcher pods on the other floor. It makes my heart sing. I'm so happy with this, and the entertainment district is looking even better now. Next time, we'll be doing even more building here. If you enjoyed the episode and you want to support me, you can do so by liking and subscribing. I will see you in the next one.